It's time now then to check out this Pukekohe layout, courtesy of Wade Henshaw.
Welcome race fans for a hot lap in the Mike Pro Mortgages V8 Commodore. Into turn 1, fourth gear, on the brakes, out wide, just back on the throttle, nice and early, keep the car in nice and tight, into the S's, back into second, straight into second, over the ripple strip. Okay, now turn the car in to get it on the back straight, really important to get it on the power, nice here. Carry the speed all the way down the back straight. Up through the gearbox. If you get out of that railway really well, you'll be on the limiter in top gear into the braking area. So hug the inside of the track, take the brake at about 120 metres, on the limiter, down into the gearbox, into the hairpin, into first, turn the car in, back on the throttle nice and early, squeeze it on, just lay it up to the hill. Ripple strip to ripple strip. This is very, very tricky part of the track. Lots of bumps. Back on the throttle. Under fourth gear, it's a lap of Pukekohe Raceway.
Time now for the talk to stop and the action to begin. The start of the season just a few moments away as they warm the tyres. Coming around for the start here at Pukekohe for this opening round of the PERKINS V8. What a field.
Yes, 36 cars of the original 37 entered. Absolute apprehension in the air here. The excitement is built. Here it comes. Andrew Anderson, big surprise, second on the grid for this race.
Yes, he's at the right place on the grid, front row. David Parsons, who we're on board with, got a lot of work to do to get up towards that. He's back in 32nd place. This is Mark Pedersen, former champion, making his comeback. And quite a few of these guys, as they get the tyres warm, got a lot of work to do.
This is Clark Proctor, one of the top rookies from last year.
Let's take a look now, though, at the grid. Andy Booth on pole with that 1:02.1 time yesterday. Andy Anderson in second. Then Wade Henshaw doing a great job for third ahead of Paul Manuel.
First of the Fords, John McIntyre in fifth. Alongside him, Kayne Scott on the Commodore sixth. Andrew Fawcett in the new Team Ford Falcon seventh. And Mark Pedersen in eighth.
On row 5, it's Shane Drake, the rookie, coming in his Falcon, alongside Dean Perkins. Then it's Angus Fogg, also in a brand new car, alongside Clark Proctor.
Queenslander Charlie O'Brien, 13th, alongside him Brady Kennett. Michael Tom in 15th, followed by Paul Pedersen in 16th.
Dainham Templeman starts 17th alongside Adam Brook. Then series sponsor Mike Pero is 19th beside Nick Ross.
Getting back to the thick end of the field now, we've got Kevin Williams in 21st, alongside him Craig Boote. Jared Carlisle in 23rd and Dale Lambert 24th.
25th place, it's Michael Wallace from Dunedin, alongside Miles Worsley making a return to the class. Then it's rookie Pete Roberts and Julia Hussif.
Next we have Dean McMillan, alongside him series rookie Darryn Henderson as Commodore, 31st David Parsons and 32nd Mark Wooden.
Rookie Cam Hardy is 33rd alongside Grant Shivas. Then Joe Farron alongside Hayden McKenzie, who qualified 13th but was knocked back to the back of the grid by a technical infringement. Oh, and bad news for Dainham Templeman as they come in from the warm-up. He's already into pit lane. And looks like Grant Shivers parked up there as well.
Yes, those guys must have had some trouble during the warm-up lap. Look at this crowd.
Yes, reckoned to be over 12,000 people here as they come down to the green light. They've already had one false start. Let's see if they can get it done this time. Booth doing a good job off pole, holding Andy Anderson on the outside of him. Running down the inside, Wade Henshaw slots into third, holding out Paul Manuel in the second Oryx car.
What a sight. Look at these guys go through these first few corners. Are they going to get through unscathed? This is all new to a lot of them this season, so let's just see.
Miraculous. Look at that through the S's. 36 cars squeezed. Very, very tight. Joe Farron at the back of it, but looked like hardly any touching. Just maybe a little bit of rubbing. Nothing nasty at all.
Meantime, up front, we've got the chief protagonist all looking for that lead. Andrew Anderson having a look around the outside early on. Not quite there, but giving it a good go.
Big lock up in the background. Michael Tom, I think it was, as they came down to the hairpin that time. Or perhaps it was one of the STA cars, Clark Proctor perhaps. There's the second group, but look at the pressure going on here on the leader, Andy Booth, as they bounce over these bumps in the track around the Pukekohe layout.
Oh, look at Booth going wide there, just covering his ground. Look at Wade Henshaw. He's got to be the man to watch down the inside.
Oh, lots of smoke from someone there. That's a major looking at. That's Dean McMillan having a blow up on the first lap, so not getting very far at all. On board with Wade Henshaw, tucked in third spot there, eyeing up Andy Anderson in the Valvoline car, and and the Oryx car of Andy Booth out front. There's McMillan pulling into the pit, so he's out of it all. No, pulling off the track, not even making it to the pits. Back to the start. Let's look at it from the point of view of Kayne Scott in the 6th place Super Cheap Holden Commodore, coming down the outside of the track, looking forward to John McIntyre and Wade Henshaw on the inside, and going through on the inside of him, that is Johnny McIntyre.
Here's a replay from the start, this time from Shane Drake's point of view, back in 9th on the grid. Just in front of him, Andrew Fawcett, the new Hot Chili Falcon, Mark Pedersen next door to him. These guys holding station here. No one wants to put the foot wrong at this early part of the race. Down through the S's there. Looks like he's got past Pedersen. Nice manoeuvre.
Another point of view, this one the view of Michael Tom and the Hydrolink Commodore, starting back in 16th, tucked in behind Charlie O'Brien, looming up on the outside of him, Paul Pedersen, I think it is. Yes, it is. Had a very bad qualifying yesterday, did Paul. They went the wrong way on their setup on that Caltex car, brand new one, and now he's got the run on Michael Tom into the first corner.
Yes, running with Lyle Williamson this year alongside teammate Angus Fogg in the second of the Caltex Falcons.
Back at the front, and look at this. Wade Henshaw has gone through for 2nd place. The Valvoline car drops back to 3rd. Andy Anderson loses 1 place.
Looking out of the back of Kayne Scott's car, look at Andrew Fawcett right up the back of him. Back in 7th place, Andrew Fawcett and the new Gary Pedersen prepared Ford Falcon, doing a great job early in this race.
Here's the view of Andy Anderson sitting inside the Valvoline car, now in 3rd place. What a revival of his fortunes this is, though. He was very confident coming into this meeting, said he wanted to make amends for last season. Looks like he's doing exactly that.
And look at Andy Booth go through this corner. This is one of the fastest sections of the track for him, and look at it. A little bit of oversteer. He's got that car so finely balanced.
These 3 cars starting to edge away from the rest of the field at the minute. They are very, very quick. Wade Henshaw, also very confident this season, says that he's done a lot of work both on himself. Oh, that's Dale Lambert. His season starting off very badly with a poor qualifier yesterday, and now heading into the pits along with one of the STA cars.
That's Clark Proctor, I think.
Yes, it is. Proctor's already out now. He's one of the promising rookies from last season. Maybe just a puncture. No, he's killed the motor. That's a real pity for him. A bad way to start the season.
Down the back straight, coming towards the hairpin, looking down through the field. We have Paul Manuel, John McIntyre, Kayne Scott, Andrew Fawcett, very closely bunched together here.
Yeah, 5th place on back that fight, and that is a pretty intense one as the leaders just starting to eke out a bit of a gap there. Paul Manuel left in a bit of no man's land. This is Dean Perkins in the GT Radial Falcon, looking back at the Hydrolink car. They're a little bit further behind these guys.
Just looking at Kayne Scott over the hill here, he'd be probably a bit disappointed being that far back. I know early season practice he was very fast.
Yes, they seem to maybe lose their way a little bit in qualifying yesterday, along with Paul Pedersen, who dropped way back to 16th. Kayne didn't do that badly, but certainly not up with the record-setting pace that he's made here at Pukekohe before.
I think we're likely to see that record drop today, Wayne, by the way things are going.
Fawcett giving him a good push along. Here's the view from Kayne Scott's Super Cheap Holden, looking back at that Hot Chili Falcon, run by the PSR team.
On board with Michael Tom down through Railway. Whoop, that's Paul Pedersen going off.
Well, the bad luck continues for the man from Taupo. Looks like he might have got a little bit of a helping hand there, or else he's got a problem with the car and slowing. Yes, indeed. Here comes Scott versus Fawcett again. Side by side down to the hairpin.
There's a view of the fight from Shane Drake's point of view, and yes, Fawcett's got through. Great pass.
So Shane Drake tracking those two as they continue their fight. Scott tucked right up behind the Hot Chili Falcon still. Not going to let him go if he can help it. Oh, and there's Paul Pedersen. That's the cause of his problem. Left front flat, heading for the pits. So as the former champ heads for help, out front the reigning title holder Andy Booth holds sway over Wade Henshaw, Andy Anderson, Paul Manuel in 4th, and Johnny McIntyre in 5th. Do not go away. Back with the action here in this first race of the season in the Parker NZ V8s, and a big fight building up at the moment for 5th place on back, with Andy Fawcett in the lead of it in the blue and white Falcon.
Check out the black Powerbuilt car. That's Shane Drake, seasoned rookie, ex-Formula Ford champion, ex-Trans Am champion, right up there at the start of this first race for him.
Oh, big scrap going on there for about 11th place between Angus Fogg and Charlie O'Brien in the white Falcon. But now we're on board with 3-time champ Mark Pedersen tracking Shane Drake across the top of the hill. Very bumpy here, Greg.
Yes, good to see Mark up there at the front. Remember, last season had to relinquish his challenge due to the fact that he had glandular fever. But I know he's fitter and stronger, and he's really determined to win back that championship title this year.
Yep, there's talent to burn in this field this year. Andrew Fawcett, a former Trans Am front runner, for instance. Shane Drake, a former Trans Am champion, and of course 5-time Trans Am champ Kayne Scott, tracked by this guy who's won this title 3 times.
Andy Booth looking untroubled. There's Wade Henshaw, just not too far off him, but those two have pulled away.
On board now with John McIntyre in the Pennzoil Falcon. This car built by Moose Rolfe, the man who used to build Paul Pedersen's cars, and obviously done a great job with this machine as well.
Yes, new drivers and new cars this year, a lot of changes, and these guys will be just using this round to shake it all down and get it together.
Yes, some new team combinations, as you say. Another big fight in the background there. Dean Perkins mixed up in that one. So lots and lots of battles going on in this field. It's pretty hard to bring it all to you, but as you can see, this is a trouble up front here. On board from David Parsons, and it's Julia Hussett just spears straight off the end of the back, straight into the sand trap at the hairpin.
That car won't be going anywhere for sure. Be interested to see where they bring the safety car out. In the meantime, these guys are still racing hard.
Yes, and heading back towards that part of the track as they start off down the back straight. We go on board with Mark Pedersen in his United Video Falcon, coming right up behind Shane Drake, right on the rev limiter there as he tries down the inside. Shane says, no, you've got to go around the long way. And the power-built car holds the inside line, and wait for it, there's Hussev's car. There will be yellows out there, Greg, I'm sure of it.
There won't be any overtaking at this point of the track, but this won't stop these guys as they move out towards the hill. Probably the fastest part of the track, this section.
Now Booth's got just a little bit of a gap there as they take those bumps on that left-hander, quite violent through there. Then there's Andy Anderson, the Valvoline car. There's Julia, she's okay, out of the car, but and the safety car is deployed now. Now this is going to be interesting, lap 7 of the race. So this is going to close everybody up on Booth, as this is Jared Carlisle not having a great time for his start to the season, pulling into the pits.
Yes, Jared Carlisle there, he just won recently the Rotax Nationals, up-and-coming star in karts and, of course, in V8 touring cars.
Poor old Julia, look at the debris, bits torn off the front of her car as it ploughed into the sand there. As the field files past one more time, let's just hope we get a restart here.
Andrew Anderson looking fairly relaxed, get a bit of air into there. Very hot temperatures inside these cars, something up to about 48, 49 degrees C. So these guys will be looking to get a bit of a cool down here.
Dino Perkins, how relaxed is that? The old arm resting on the gear stick.
Just looking down through the field here. Just there, we can see the white bumpered Caltex Falcon of Angus Fogg, Charlie O'Brien in the white car, Dean Perkins, Michael Tom.
Looked like Adam Brook right there, and then I think Kevin Williams.
And Nick Ross.
Nick Ross as well. The crowd hoping for a restart here because we don't want to get this race end with a whimper. It's been quite a good one. Lots of battles going on through the field, and the race officials doing their darndest to get Julia Hussev's car out of that gravel trap, but you can see how effective it is, and it's a pretty slow job getting that United Oil Holden Commodore clear. And no, it's not going to happen in time. There's the checkered flag waving for Andy Booth. This one ends with a bit of a whimper, but it was a great race right through the field until the last incident shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing to finish under safety car. It's always a bit of an anticlimax. I was hoping we'd at least get a 2 or 3 lap, run to the end. The car's great. There's some areas of the track that we've got to work on. Wade was eating me under brakes. There was something chattering underneath the car every time I got on the brakes, so we need to have a look at what that is. But it's the car is so quick up over the hill and round the sweeper. It's awesome.